of crypto. My name is Wayne.
And my name is Manish.
If you like money and crypto, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Today, fiat is fraud. In what could potentially be another strong show of Latin America cryptocurrency adoption, Bitcoin businessman Ricardo Salinas, working to be the first bank in Mexico or Mexico to accept Bitcoin. Michael Saylor was commenting on a video in which the Mexican tycoon called government backed paper money or fiat a fraud and instead suggested every investor should own Bitcoin. Salinas, who is Mexico's third richest person, doubled down on the sentiment early Sunday, calling Bitcoin the new gold, while touting its portability. $15.8 billion. That's how much Salinas is worth, according to Forbes. He runs TV Estetica Mexico, number two television broadcaster, and a retailer that it was owned by his grandfather in the 1950s that targets lower middle class consumers, many of whom buy products using money borrowed from Banco Estetica. I hope I pronounced that correctly. In November, Salinas revealed on Twitter he had 10% of liquid portfolio invested in Bitcoin at about $32,980, and it has skyrocketed nearly 81 since the disclosure. But they are nearly down 50% from mid-April and high above 64,000. So Manish, more
Yeah,
millionaires are coming in.
Yep. I was. I just saw Michael Saylor tweet also this morning. He was praising Selena, and the tweet was, "If you are hoping to preserve your wealth for a generation, Selena suggested you to invest in a Bitcoin." So very smartly, he's also promoting and he's also educating people that how you should invest in a Bitcoin. The strategy is simple: choose the highest quality asset you can find and hodl, which is terms of crypto.
Yeah, to basically hold. So yeah, Manish,
Yeah.
let me know in the comments. I mean, do you have anything else to cover? If not, I will hand this over to you.
Yeah, I think yes, I have something to cover today. Probably I'm going to cover the smart contract, many of our friends.
Awesome. Yeah, I think
And
that we have us guys today. We are just testing out live on Instagram. So for those who actually finds us on Instagram, do head over. I mean, you can leave your comments section there. You can ask questions. But do head over to YouTube or Facebook. So join us that daily live on YouTube and Facebook, 9 p.m. Singapore time and 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you like money and crypto, make sure to smash that subscribe button.
yep. So yeah, many of our subscriber followers and we are getting messages, DMs, that what is a smart contract. So those who are not aware what is a smart contract, just wanted to let you know it's a third generation crypto protocol, a kind of way of communicating to their customers. So later I'm going to explain this in a very layman term. I hope you will be able to understand after that. So smart contract help you to exchange money, property, shares, or any other valuable in a transparent way, all while avoiding the service and charge associated with it. One analogy is to compare a smart contract to a vending machine. With a smart contract, you can drop a Bitcoin or other cryptocurrency into the vending machine, and whatever it is you paid for drop into your account. So further, a smart contract define the rules and penalty of an agreement like a traditional contract, but they also automate the execution of contract. So the entire smart contract is in a digital form, and uh, there is no human intervention required. So everything it's been taken care, because the smart contracts are converted into a computer code. Once the agreement is reached, it can be changed, which better allow for the automated aspect of the contract. Later I am also going to play a video animation videos which will help you to understand even more. Some people also very often ask us, how do a smart contract works? So let me give you an example. Let's say John want to buy a Steve's house, and they form an agreement on a blockchain using a smart contract. The smart contract contains and therefore constitutes an agreement between the two. In simply term, the agreement will say something like, when John pay Steve 300 Ether, then John will receive ownership of the house. When John makes the necessary payment, the house automatically drops from Steve accounts into the John's. And as noted above, once the contract has been put into the place, it cannot be changed, meaning the John can feel safe to pay Steve the cryptocurrency for the home. In this scenario, John and Steve both get to avoid the fee of third party, which is very important. So company including bank, lawyer, and brokers. So all these fees will be excluded if you are using a smart contract. Okay, so why I mentioned that all third generations cryptocurrencies follow this smart contract. Ethereum is a third generation, and they are following the smart contract.
Manish,
Earlier,
sorry, Manish, are you going to share something or?
yeah, I'm going to share something.
Oh, okay. So you're
I'll just
just
finish and then,
share. Okay.
yeah. So first, in the first generation, it started with proof of work, then started with proof of stake, and then smart contract comes into the picture. So let me
Hmm.
play a video here.
Okay. So while Manish sets that up, join us daily live on YouTube and Facebook, 9 p.m. Singapore time and 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you like money and crypto, make sure to smash the subscribe button.
Okay, here you go.
Smart contracts are very popular nowadays, but what are they and what problems do they solve? The term smart contract was first used by Nick Szabo in 1997, long before Bitcoin was created. He is a computer scientist, law scholar, and cryptographer, so I'll spare you his exact words, but in simple terms, he wanted to use a distributed ledger to store contracts. Now, smart contracts are just like contracts in the real world. The only difference is that they are completely digital. In fact, a smart contract is actually a tiny computer program that is stored inside of a blockchain. Let's take a look at an example to understand how smart contracts work. You probably are familiar with Kickstarter, the large fundraising platform. Product teams can go to Kickstarter, create a project, set a funding goal, and start collecting money from others who believe in the idea. Kickstarter is essentially a third party that sits in between product teams and supporters. This means that both of them need to trust Kickstarter to handle their money correctly. If the project gets successfully funded, the project team expects Kickstarter to give them their money. On the other hand, supporters want their money to go to the project if it was funded, or to get a refund when it hasn't reached its goals. Both the product team and its supporters have to trust Kickstarter, but with smart contracts, we can build a similar system that doesn't require a third party like Kickstarter. So let's create a smart contract for this. We can program the smart contract so that it holds all the received funds until a certain goal is reached. The supporters of a project can now transfer their money to the smart contract. If the project gets fully funded, the contract automatically passes the money to the creator of the project. And if the project fails to meet these goals, then the money automatically goes back to the supporters. Pretty awesome, right? And because smart contracts are stored inside a blockchain, everything is completely distributed. With this technique, no one is in control of the money. But wait a minute, why should we trust a smart contract? Well, because smart contracts are stored on a blockchain, they inherit some interesting properties. They are immutable and they are distributed. Being immutable means that once a smart contract is created, it can never be changed again. So no one can go behind your back and tamper with the code of your contract. And being distributed means that the output of your contract is validated by everyone on the network. So a single person cannot force the contract to release the funds because other people on the network will spot this attempt and mark it as invalid. Tampering with smart contracts becomes almost impossible. Smart contracts can be applied to many different things, not just on crowdfunding. Banks, for example, could use it to issue loans or to offer automatic payments. Insurance companies could use it to process certain claims. and postal companies could use it for payment on delivery, and so on and so on. So now you might wonder, where and how can I use smart contracts? Well, right now there are a handful of blockchains who support smart contracts, but the biggest one is Ethereum. It was specifically created and designed to support smart contracts. Smart contracts can be programmed in a special programming language called Solidity. This language was specifically created for Ethereum and uses a syntax that resembles JavaScript. It's also worth noting that Bitcoin also has support for smart contracts, although it's a lot more limited compared to Ethereum. So now you know what smart contracts are and what problems they solve. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did,
So, in one line, if I have to explain the benefit of smart contract, it eliminates the third party involvements and charges.
Mm,
Yeah, so it will be from a customer to the team who we are working with.
right. But the actual smart contract, what is it? Is it a ledger or
It's a program code
I
written in
see.
Solidity. Yeah,
Okay, awesome.
and cannot be changed. Yeah.
All right. So that's all, Manish, you have?
Yeah, that's all I have
Thank
it
you.
for
Okay.
today.
So head over to the fear. Let's look what's happening there. A lot of good things happening. Bitcoin has actually went up to about 34,000 at its time of this recording. So, yep, we are in the 25, right? Uh, we are getting there. Narratives of the fear, the FUD has kind of died over a period of time. In the last few days, if you can see, apart from the death of John McAfee, we have billionaires coming out. There's on the 21st of this month, there will be a talk between Elon and also CEO of Twitter. So, looking
So
forward to that.
yeah, everyone should book the calendar.
Yep.
It's going to be.
So, we'll see what's happening there. On the stock market, nothing much. The fear index, everything seems to be going as normal. No changes also in terms of sectors. Everything seems booming. Let's go to the top 10. Bitcoin currently is up by 4.45. Ethereum is up by 9.42. USDT is slightly down by 0.11. BNB is up by 3.26. Cardano is up by 5.30. Dogecoin is up by 4.32. XRP is up by 4.18. USD coin is slightly down by 0.10. Polkadot is up by 4.40. And Binance is down by 0.09. We have Solana is up by 5.67. So Solana was a good buy. We actually traded in the last couple of days, buying and selling Solana. So that's something that we found to be quite effective. For Bitcoin, we are supposed to cross the 34,500 mark as a first support level. So
Mm.
if we cross that, which is we are most likely about 200 US dollars away, if we cross that, then we should have a nice new support line. But let's see. It's going to retest that and see if it's going to break. Once again, for those who are joining us, so we are currently now on Instagram live also. So if you see us there, you want to post your comments, you can actually head over to YouTube and Facebook. Okay, Bitcoin. Yeah. So last 6 months, guys, if you look at it, maybe in the top 10, only the USD coin is slightly down by 0.06, and BUSD, right? The Binance.
Mm.
But other than that, more or less, everything is still in the green. Dogecoin, of course, had a crazy year, being up in the last 6 months by 5,000 over percent. Once again, looking at all this percentage, you can't find, investments that gives you this in 6 months. So yeah, okay. So here we are on a 1 day event. I'm just going to show you what happened on the SMA. Let me just go to original view. So the SMA, 55 days and 200 actually crossed a couple of days ago, right? So since that time, we have been moving in a upward, almost kind of a bounce.
Hmm.
And you can see some volumes that are coming in. If I go more on the EMA side of things, volume also shows the same. This is based on a 1 day timeline, um, almost like a W shape there, right? So let's see what happens if we cross this over to 34,500. Manish, any thoughts on your side?
Yeah, I think we have not recovered it fully, but it's going to be soon. Probably the one event which is coming now, and the second one is the Taproot update, which is on November. So
Mm.
these two events will give some pushing factor to this BTC.
Yeah, it's been a quiet week. It's been a quiet week, but of course we have been looking at the a few things that's happening. Countries are taking up Paraguay, right? Second
Yeah, that
country to
that
take up.
makes me also happy that yeah, the adoptions are growing,
Yeah, and
and that too in a
bank.
large scale. Yeah.
Yeah, Mexico will be the first bank, I guess, to take
Mm.
on Bitcoin. So there's a lot of adoption coming in from institutions, and I
The
think that's
countries.
a
Mm.
good sign, right? The story has not changed yet.
Yeah,
So yeah, that's all I have today.
yeah,
So
I'm
guys,
good.
thank you for your time. We'll see you same time, same channel. Keep the comments and questions coming in. I think we have a few questions. We have most likely have to go to work to get those as a how tos. So just stay tuned for that in the next coming weeks.
Yeah. So in YouTube, couple of comments we got it from some viewers. They requested for how to link Binance SG with Expert. That's one, and then a couple of more technical issues on your mining side.
Mm.
So I think that to point we have to cover it on
Yeah,
your
I think
video, which you have covered.
right
Yeah.
for the mining. I think like what you said, Manish. There was an issue on the if
The,
the application doesn't get
mm,
the certification, so it will basically Microsoft will actually prompt you to what says that the application is has a virus and stuff. And the
mm,
four that you covered yesterday also was tested. They're not scam, right?
mm.
And they are one of the best used.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct.
So okay, so that's all I have, guys. On Instagram, thank you for joining us. So we'll see you tomorrow, same time, same channel.
Yes, and Facebook and YouTube. If you have any further questions, please let us know.